The truth is viral, people. So take 2 penicillins and call me in the morning.
Places you don't talk about at parties. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Keep this frequency clear.
And now it's conspiracy. See, they've made that something that should not be even entertained for a minute. That powerful people might get together and have a plan. Doesn't happen. You're a kook. You're a conspiracy buff.
You're watching The Truth is Viral, the only news program on the internet trusted to deliver the truth since 2008. And now, here's your host, Mr. Bobby Powell.
Well, welcome back to The Truth is Viral live on YouTube, everybody. My name is Bobby Powell, and give me just a second here while I share this show so that everybody else can enjoy it. Yeah, here we go. Let's go to that one. You want to make sure that that's all turned down. Yes, sirree. Tonight we've got we're gonna have some fun because the left is pulling their hair out with news that a communist, Muslim, racist, anti-Trump Bernie supporter was arrested for making the bomb threats at Jewish community centers. Oh my gosh, that's quite a combination. A communist, racist, anti-Trump Muslim, Bernie Sanders supporter. Wow, folks, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know about this. That's quite a pedigree this guy's got. But yeah, come on, show me the URL. Okay, that's not gonna work. Maybe this. Yeah, come on, give me no, it's not gonna work. Maybe influence settings? Yeah, that should help. No, that's not gonna help either. Oh well, that's all right. No problemo. We'll just keep on going with the show and I'll share it later. No big deal. If you're watching live, well then you're gonna have fun and you won't have to watch any commercials either. You'll enjoy that part. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? We're going to talk tonight about this guy. His name's Juan Thompson. He doesn't look like your basic Trump supporter, does he? He's a former writer for The Intercept, the same publication that Glenn Greenwald and was famous for when he broke the WikiLeaks and Julian Assange stories, and but they just couldn't deal with this guy. He wrote a story about Ferguson, and it turns out that most of his stories were fake. The people that he interviewed just either didn't exist or denied knowing him. So The Intercept fired him at the end of 2016 when they found out about it. And we're going to talk about the Bundys too. Their trials in Oregon and Nevada. And as always, we're going to remember my friend Pete Santilli. These men are political prisoners being held by the government for no good reason. And they were acquitted, of course, in Oregon in the first trial. The charges against Pete were dropped the day before that trial began, and with any luck, they'll drop the charges again in Nevada when his trial, along with the main principals of the Bundys, comes up in March. And I want to be there, folks. I want to be there more than anything, but I'm going to need your help to do it. And the one thing that you can do to help me out is make sure that you share The Truth is Viral everywhere that you go. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and follow the blog at bobpowell.blogspot.com. And you will be one of the first people to know anything that comes out of the trial. And I'm going to need your help to do this, though, because the other night when I spoke about the FBI taking the shot at Robert Lavoie Finicum and the investigation from the Inspector General's office that should have taken 8 weeks, but has now taken over a year plus. And, well, the powers that be don't like that. They don't like the truth coming out. So what they did was they demonetized my video that said Blaine Cooper testifies against Ammon Bundy. Bundy says that he was honest. And they got rid of that one. And not just that one. In the 3 days that followed, 10 more of my videos have been demonetized. And for no good reason. A lot of these have been up for years. I'm being targeted. They want to discourage me. The devil could not put me down with my health problems. I have successfully beaten his butt on that front. He could not put me down when he stole my daughter. He could not put me down when he stole my mother. He could not put me down when he took my wife. I've been knocked down, but I'm getting back up again. And woe betide the asshole that steps in front of me in the truth, because I will run him over. And just tonight, devil says, no, you're not going live tonight either. And I said, why? Well, this is a theoretical conversation. And then I sneezed and threw my back out. So I'm not moving from this chair until we are done talking about what we're going to talk about. So yeah, come on in and join the fun, and we're going to have a really good time. If you can, support the program so that I can continue to bring you the best news, unbiased and truthful, the way you've come to expect from The Truth is Viral. Please go to bobpowell.blogspot.com and hit that PayPal button. I really need your help so that I can get out to the Bundys, or out to Nevada, so I can cover Pete's trial and the trial of the Bundy principals. And without your help, I'm not going to be able to do it. It's just as simple as that. Especially not with the powers that be taking away my ability to make a living from my videos. So I need your help. Hopefully, maybe one day I'll have my own .com where I can host my own videos and whatnot, and I won't have to worry about the pittance that YouTube pays, but it does help pay the bills. And now that it's going away, I'm going to need your help. And I'd like to make another announcement. I am entering into a partnership with the G1 NBC network. So The Truth is Viral, wherever the platform originates, whether it's YouTube or Vimeo or wherever, will be carried live on the G1 NBC network 5 days a week. It's going to be really good. So yeah, let's get this show rolling with Mr. Juan Thompson. The left is absolutely pulling their hair out. Boy, I'm glad I'm not a liberal. I have no hair to pull. But anyway, he was arrested today by the FBI and charged with cyber stalking a girl that had broken up with him last year, and with making 8 of the hundreds of bomb threats that have been sent out to Jewish community centers all over the country in the last few weeks. And so he's not the only scumbag out there, but he's the first one to get caught. And boy, he's a beauty. Yeah, let's look at him. This is Juan M. Thompson. As I said, he used to be a writer for The Intercept. And I love this description underneath his picture on Twitter. It says, "You show me a capitalist, and I'll show you a bloodsucker." Oh man, but it gets better, folks. It really gets better. I'm going to go through some of these tweets with you, and I'm going to entertain you now. Okay. All right. Here we go. This is a tweet from The Intercept talking about Thompson's story from Ferguson. He's a Black Lives Matter supporter too, and boy, as soon as they found out that he had made up his sources and made up his interviews, well, they showed him the door. So good for The Intercept on that one. He was a friend of Hillary Clinton's, kind of. And I say kind of because this is what he said about Hillary Clinton. I guess after they took that picture, he says, Clinton on Gaddafi. We came, we saw, he died. You know something about hate crimes, he says to Hillary Clinton. And you want to know why? Because he's a Muslim. That's why. He says, I just returned from Senegal after weeks in that beautiful country. Plus, I'm, reverting to Islam. 2016 has been a crazy year. So now it's obvious that he's very far to the left, about as far to the left as you can go. Probably just out and out communist. You know how he loves old Bernie Sanders. And he doesn't like white people. He doesn't like Jewish people. And he likes rubbing salt in the wounds. I mean, this is an ironic tweet. Another week, another round of threats against Jewish people. In the middle of the day, you know who's at a JCC? Kids. Kids! Like he cared about any of them. But this is the best, folks. This is absolutely the best one of all of them. This is his pinned tweet. Where did it go? Here we go, right here. Know any good lawyers? Need to stop this nasty racist white girl I dated who sent a bomb threat in my name and wants me to be raped in jail. Oh, and he goes into some subtext here. I'll read it for you if you can't read it on the screen. 2 years ago, after swearing off white women, I started dating one named Francesca. She seemed like a cool Brooklyn white radical. There were warning signs, though. She didn't tell me she had herpes until after we hooked up. So not only is this guy going to be spending time in a federal prison, he's got the herpes too, and the herpes, like love, is forever. Good luck with that. He says she called him a thug in an approving way because she liked that he was wearing J's and ballin' shorts after the gym, and she called herself Captain Save-A-Thug. Reference to the type of black men that she dated. We broke up after someone showed me the light, and since then she stalked and harassed me, threatened to have me killed, and said that she's going to make me a prison statistic and looked forward to me being raped in prison. Francesca, by the way, is the clinical director of a prominent New York City nonprofit. She, although I can't prove it, even sent a bomb threat in my name to a Jewish center, which was odd given her anti-Semitic statements. I got a visit from the FBI, so now I'm battling the racist FBI and this vile, evil, racist white woman. I'm afraid. We know what happens when white women use the law to go after black men. Oh my gosh, this guy's a real winner. So yeah, the FBI has arrested him, and in their charging documents, they say that this was all a smokescreen, that pinned tweet, and trying to lay the blame on his white, nasty, racist, anti-Semitic girlfriend. And they said that was just a cover up to, and because he was sending tweets in his own name. He said Juan Thompson is going to blow up the community center. But the FBI's not buying it. They're a little bit smarter than that. So they arrested Thompson in St. Louis, where he lives. And, oh, did you know this? This is something that just came out. I didn't have time to get a graphic up. He was actually running for the mayorship of St. Louis, Missouri. I don't think he's going to be mayor now. Well, you never know. Maybe he can get a job in Chicago or San Francisco. Either of those places would love to have him, I think. But yeah, this guy, he is a real scumbag, and it's making the heads of the liberal left explode because he's not a white alt-right Nazi. It's great. I hope Laura and Sarah Silverman are enjoying this because they seem to be getting off on all the Nazi talk of late. But let's move on and talk about my friend Pete Santilli, who's a political prisoner in Nevada right now. Pete's been held in prison since January 26th of last year, so almost 14 months now. And we're also going to talk about the Bundys. Let's talk about the two trials. The one's going on in Oregon, the second set of defendants, and the other that's going on down in Nevada. So let me just take care of a little bit of business. It'll only take me a second to do this, folks. Please relax. Stay with me. Okay, the health of my stream is good. What I need to know now is about comments, because I want to know what you guys are saying. If you've got any questions for me, put them in the comments, and if I can, I will hook you up with some knowledge. Okay, here we go. Make sure that I mute that. Okie dokie. Yeah, we got it here now. Okay, good deal. Good deal going on. So, how have y'all been? Other than throwing out my back because I sneezed. I'm doing pretty good. Life is good. The kids are good. My son may actually graduate. I've got more faith in him. I've got a lot of faith in him. He'll do what he needs to do. Hey, false flag, Amanda Burns, Dwight, and Mark. I don't know how much Michiganders need me. They need me to help raise money for Special Olympics, though. Did you guys see on the last show the last charity event that I was in? It was called the 2017 Polar Plunge. It was part of the law enforcement torch run, and it benefited Area 3 of Special Olympics here in Michigan. So check this out. This is fun. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Be nice to me now. Okay, here we go.
That's one of the handicapped athletes. The guy right ahead of me. Everybody in with me today. Hey, girl.
Bobby. Bobby Powell as Batman. He's going to videotape it as he goes in, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Underwater camera. Here we go.
Not quite underwater.
Get the camera. We're getting him wet. Mary Miller says surprise on here. I'm not sure what the surprise is, but I guess we're going to find out.
Don't forget me.
Yeah, that was a good time. If you've never jumped into a frozen lake, I would highly recommend it. It's exhilarating, and it's not nearly as bad as people might make it out to be. And we raised about $7,000 for Special Olympics. I think a little bit over that. My friend George Snedden raised over $1,400 all by himself. He's a really good guy, and you're gonna enjoy seeing him on The Truth is Viral from time to time. Okay, so let's go on to what happened at the Bundy trial in Oregon. This is reporting from the Readout News, and it says that there's a man by the name of Thorne Davis who testified for the defense. He's a rancher from Riley, Oregon, about 25 miles from Burns. He heard about the rally that was supposed to take place on January 2nd, but didn't attend. But he did end up going to the refuge several times, sympathizing with the protesters. Davis, who had already been highlighted in a video during the trial trying to calm down an Arizona environmentalist, ended up being on the Harney County Committee of Safety. Davis repeatedly said during his testimony that the employees from the refuge were not impeded, but that they were on vacation, a reference to the seasonal work common in colder northern climates. Davis was able to make a point, though, much to the chagrin of Her Highness Judge Brown, in that he told the jury that the protesters were not anti-government, just anti-corruption. And then there was Robert Jones, who traveled from Nampa, Idaho. He had his testimony trimmed by Judge Brown to talking about watching Dwayne Emmer put away supplies and donations. Although he made at least 3 separate trips to the refuge, he was not allowed to discuss much of his time there. And it was pretty bad because the Judge Brown, has trimmed the witness list of the defense to about half of what the defense attorneys wanted to call. And then when they get on the defense, well, she just shuts them up and says that what they can talk about and what they can't talk about. And there was a good point in here. I wanted to make it. Oh, yeah. Statement by Ken Mendenbach. This was great. Said, when I was sworn in, I was told to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But the judge, nevertheless, was censoring their statements and telling them what they could and could not say. Let's see. Conrad Wilson, reporter for the OPB, kind of got in a little dig at the judge, who said that there were to be no photographs taken at the courthouse in Oregon, but he decided to take one anyway. He took a picture of Dwayne Emmer in a patriotic sports coat. It looks like a bunch of American flags stitched together, and he put it all over social media. Judge Brown was not happy with that. Well, I'm not concerned with her happiness. She's not there to be happy. She's there to impartially judge a trial. You know, she's not only silencing the witnesses that are coming to the Bundy's defense, she's also silencing or attempting to silence journalists. Gary Hunt has been the target of much of her ire lately after he has successfully outed, at least he's outed most of the confidential human sources used by the FBI. You know, there were actually more confidential human sources at the Oregon Malheur National Wildlife Refuge than there were people arrested and put on trial. That's just disgusting. And I think that there's a special place in hell for all of those guys. But one of them, Will Coleman, has been trying to get out of testifying. And so the judge, or the defense attorneys, asked for an arrest warrant to be issued, and she was about to issue it when he finally got a hold of defense teams and said that he had agreed to testify this coming Monday. Subpoenas were issued for Fabio Meningio and Alan Varner, though there has been no word on the status of their testimony. Witnesses Monday should include Brandon Rappola, Michelle Fiore, that should be good, I wish I could be a fly on the wall there, and Coleman, as well as Blaine Cooper's father, Stanley Hicks Sr., and his mother, Linda Hicks. I have no idea why Blaine Cooper's parents are going to be testifying. They were not there. They had no part of what was going on there. That's just ridiculous. You know, what she didn't allow, like I said, she trimmed the defense witnesses to less than half of the original list. And she repeatedly said that she will not allow testimony on how nice the people were at the refuge, how clean they kept the refuge, how peaceful it was, or even how much safer the refuge was compared with the town of Burns, where there were undercover FBI agents dressed like militia going around terrorizing the citizens of Burns, Oregon. It said yesterday, she got rather annoyed with the defense that they didn't have a ready list of witnesses waiting in the hall for her to rake over the coals. Well, that's kind of her fault, because she got rid of a lot of the witnesses, and they were trying to, the defense attorneys were trying to scramble to bring people in, and remember that the trial last fall, back in September, acquitted all the defendants, including Ammon Bundy, Ryan, Shauna Cox, Neil Wampler, Kenneth Mendenbach, David Fry, and Jeff Banta. Acquitted all of them on conspiracy charges. But again, the new defendants that are up there now have also been charged with conspiracy. How can you be charged with conspiracy with the principles of a crime when those principles have already been found not guilty? I don't know. There's a whole lot going on in Oregon, in the Ninth Circuit Court that just aren't right. I think this judge needs to be recused. And speaking of judges that need to be recused, let's go down to Nevada and talk about that judge down there. Ryan Bundy, who had previously accused federal authorities of violating the Constitution when they seized his father's cattle, now claims that he has been denied a right to a speedy trial. That's true. I can't remember where I read it, but I think that a trial is supposed to take place within 30 days. Well, folks, it's been over a year, and they still have not been brought to trial, especially Pete Santilli. Again, man did nothing wrong except live stream the news, and that was news that they did not want you to see. So, we're going to keep Pete's memory alive, and Gary Hunt, the judge is, threatening him with this order and that order, saying that he can't be outing these government informants. Well, Gary Hunt just flips her big middle finger and says, number one, I'm not under your jurisdiction. Number two, you don't have the authority to tell me what I can and can't print. Well, if she does, by some stroke of the imagination, happen to force Gary Hunt to take his stuff down, I'm going to put it up on my website myself, just as he wrote it. See, Judge, the horse is out of the barn. There's nothing you can do about it now. Once the Pentagon Papers were leaked, they were out there. I've never seen the discovery that Gary Hunt drew on for his reports outing these snitches. So her order absolutely does not apply to me. I can report on what I have seen others report on, and I will report on it verbatim. So, Judge, the information's out there. Not a damn thing you can do about it. Cool your jets. Pay attention to what's going on in your own courtroom, and stand by for another whooping, because I think that these guys in Oregon, the second ones, are going to get off too. Another not guilty verdict is coming our way, and boy, it's going to be delicious. Okay, but back down into Nevada. On late Wednesday, Ryan Bundy filed a petition in federal court asking a federal judge to dismiss his 16-count indictments on threats, extortion, and related charges stemming from the 2014 armed standoff near his family ranch in Muckerville. Prosecutors are trying the first of three groups of people in the case, and Bundy is in the second trial group. That's one that includes Pete. The speedy trial right trumps any countervailing problems with courthouse facilities, overburdened court staff, or caseload, wrote Bundy, who's representing himself. The very purpose of the speedy trial is to disincentivize the filing of onerous, vexatious, and unnecessarily complex cases like this one. He accused the government of tactically delaying the case by structuring it in a repetitive style with multiplicitous counts to give the appearance of complexity. Well, it's not that complex, when you consider that Daniel P. Love and those like him, this guy right here, where is he? There he is. Yeah, Daniel P. Love is in that picture, and an ethics panel has found him guilty of abusing his authority and and going beyond the scope of his job. He's in a lot of trouble. He's in so much trouble that even though he was supposed to be the main prosecution witness in Nevada, the prosecution is not going to call him at all. But here's hoping that the defense calls him too. But there's another BLM agent. I'm sure some of you have seen the video of dash cams and body cams that was put together about what went down. But one fella decided that when things started to look like they were going to bust out into hostilities, well, he just shut his body camera off. That's wrong on so many levels, folks. The purpose of the body camera is, number one, to protect the police officers from unjust accusations from the people that they arrest, and number two, it's to protect the public from overzealous and criminal actions of police officers. So, but this guy, what's his name? His name's Patrick Apley. He says he was mad. Patrick Apley testified Tuesday in the trial of the Bundys. He said, I felt like we were going to be in a firefight, and I really didn't want to record that. Why didn't he want to record that, do you think? Could it be because he was planning on doing something illegal, and he knew that it was illegal, and he didn't want anybody to have evidence of the illegal things that he was doing, just like Daniel P. Love? Oh, did you guys know that Greg Bretzing, the special agent in charge of Daniel P. Love during the Bundy Ranch and also up in Oregon, Greg Bretzing was moved laterally from his post in Salt Lake City after it was found out that he mishandled classified documents just like Hillary Clinton. Folks, that's called espionage. And there used to be we used to shoot traitors. But now we just move them laterally. Get them a cushy job and let them wait out their days for retirement. So anyway, Apley's body camera recorded the events of April 12, 2014 until the situation reached a boiling point when armed protesters on one side and armed law enforcement officers on the other came to a head. Testimony at the trial revealed that both sides feared a spray of gunfire on the open range. It's going to get Western, Apley said before he stopped recording. Federal prosecutors played the body camera footage in court Tuesday. First Assistant U.S. Attorney Stephen Meyer asked Apley why he didn't want to record a gunfight. I didn't want to record any mayhem, Apley replied. Mayhem? Was there going to be hymns that were made? The purpose of the body camera is to record the incident. However, I was under a lot of stress. Pussy. I just didn't want to continue with all that, he said. So when he was asked to rate the threat level on a scale of 1 to 10, Apley said it was about a 7, which he compared only to his combat days. Oh yeah, this guy has no business carrying a gun and a badge. None whatsoever. So we're going to talk about one more thing before this show is over, and I start taking your questions, and that's going to be the censorship of Donald Trump on Twitter. That's right, folks. There are people that are on Twitter that are not getting Donald Trump's tweets, and I'm one of them. I'm not getting his tweets. I'm not getting Donald Jr.'s tweets. I'm not getting Ivanka's tweets. The whole kit and caboodle, if your name is Trump, I'm not getting their tweets. And I can't be the only one. So if you know of anybody, or if you personally are not getting Donald Trump's tweets, I see them retweeted from other people, but I don't see them straight from the president on my timeline. So if you're having trouble, get in touch with me and let me know. And there are things that we can do to fight that. So we'll talk about that as soon as I come back. Don't go away. It's just going to be a second.
I'm Pete Santilli, and you're watching The Truth is Viral.
Do not click away. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
How was that? Yeah, remember I got to insert the commercials afterwards. If they let me monetize the video, I don't know. I'm talking about the FBI and the Bundys again. And when you do that, when I do that anyway, my videos are demonetized because they're not advertiser friendly. Well, I'm not doing a whole lot of swearing, am I? Is there some reason why my videos are any worse than anybody else? I don't think so. I'm just sitting here reading you the news, keeping you informed. But because of the new choice of topics that I report and opine on, well, YouTube is taking away my ability to make a living. So if you have the ability, please go to bobpowell.blogspot.com and hit that PayPal button and help me get out to Nevada so that I can report on the Bundy's trial and the trial of Pete Santilli, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it is with your help. Now, if you don't have a MasterCard, Visa, or whatever that you can use PayPal over the internet, you can help by sending a check or money order to Post Office Box 91, Alpena, Michigan 49707, and that money will be put to good use. I give you my word. Okay, now Blaine the rat boy. Can't go down, can't face the family. He's only safe in witness protection. Yeah, buddy, you have no idea. People are really mad at Rat Boy. People are really mad at Rat Boy. Okay, so yeah, here we go. I'm going to need to show this to you. And it's going to take me just a second to straighten this up. There we go. You know, I'm actually doing the jobs of 4 different people at the same time here, folks. So, please be patient. Oh, I didn't save my screen grab. Okay. Watch this. I don't care if they don't save it. I will hook it up right here. Okay, now this is my live Twitter feed right here. And I'm going to go down this slowly so that you can all see. If you have a inkling that you want to stop it, you can see that I'm not getting any of Donald Trump's tweets. I'm not getting any of Ivanka Trump's tweets, none of Eric Trump's tweets. So, you know, something's wrong with Twitter. And it's just unconscionable that a platform that espouses free speech won't allow the President of the United States to reach the people of the United States. It's just wrong. And you remember that Twitter's how he communicates with the people. That's how he won the presidency, because he's unfiltered. I think that's what I like about him, because what he says when he's not on teleprompter comes from the heart. He's real. He's not a politician that's been in Washington, D.C. his entire life. He's schmoozed with them and done this and that and the other thing, but he's not part of that whole inner circle. And you know that the Republican leadership hates him just as much as the Democratic leadership, because they're all dirty. Every single one of them. John McCain and Lindsey Graham are both as dirty as hell. John McCain is a traitor. not only was he helping Hillary Clinton supply ISIS with military armaments and training and money when they went from Libya to Syria, but back in Vietnam days, he had a nickname. It's called Songbird, and the reason for that is because he broke Article 5 of the Code of Conduct. You know, when you're captured, you're supposed to give them your name, rank, and serial number. That's it. But McCain went on the radio, or made a radio recording for the North Vietnamese, and he said that he bombed innocent children. He said that he had committed war crimes on behalf of the United States. So he's no better than Hanoi Jane. And matter of fact, why don't we go ahead and listen to that right now? Yeah, let me get off of that, and I'll bring up John McCain's audio, and you can listen to it for yourself. Again, doing the jobs of 4 different people at the same time. Yep, here we go. This is the John McCain 1969 Tokyo Rose Vietnam Confession. Let me bring this up for you right here. Let's go back to screen capture. And let's play it. I'm not hearing it. There we go.
To the Vietnamese people and the government of the DRVN. From John Sidney McCain, 624787, Lieutenant Commander, U.S. Navy, born 29 August 1936, Panama, home state, Florida. Shot down 26 October 1967, A4E aircraft. I, as a U.S. airman, am guilty of crimes against the Vietnamese country and people. I have bombed their cities, towns, and villages and caused many injuries, even death, to the people of Vietnam. I was captured in the capital city of Hanoi while attacking it. After I was captured, I was taken to the hospital in Hanoi, where I received very good medical treatment. I was given an operation on my leg, which allowed me to walk again, and a cast on my right arm, which was badly broken in 3 places. The doctors were very good, and they knew a great deal about the practice of medicine. I remained in the hospital for some time and regained much of my health and strength. Since I arrived in the camp of detention, I have received humane and lenient treatment. I received discipline treatment and food even though I came here as an aggressor, and the people who I injured have much difficulty in their living standards. I wish to express my deep gratitude for my kind treatment, and I will never forget this kindness extended to me.
Yes, sir. Article 5 of the U.S. Code of Military Conduct. When questioned, should I become a prisoner of war, I am required to give name, rank, service number, and date of birth. I will evade answering further questions to the utmost of my ability. I will make no oral or written statements disloyal to my country and its allies or harmful to their cause. So yes, my friends, John McCain is the filthiest kind of traitor. He needs to be impeached. He needs to be imprisoned is what he needs to do. I don't know how in the hell he ever got out of not serving time for breaking the faith the way he did, for aiding and abetting the enemy, for putting his fellow airmen at risk. John McCain's been made out to be a hero all of these years, but he's nothing but a lying, stinking coward. In the Marine Corps, we used to call people like that shitbirds. And they deserve that title. You know what would be great? If they sent him to Iraq and turned him into the scullery boy. Make him, they still burn shit the way they did back in Vietnam. You just take out of the porta potties or whatever. They're more permanent than porta potties, but they still got those half barrels of shit that you have to take out, and instead of making a great big drainage system or whatever, they just have these great big barrels of shit. And the way that you get rid of them, you mix a bunch of diesel gasoline with them, and you take a stick and you stir it. You take a stick and you stir it until it's all gone. That's how John McCain ought to be spending the rest of his days. Boy, I'll tell you, he's about a scumbag. And Lindsey Graham, I don't care that he's gay. I don't. His homosexuality is the biggest unspoken secret in South Carolina politics. What I care about is the fact that he lies about it. And between the two of them, John McCain and Lindsey Graham, whenever the MSM says Republican leadership says that Donald Trump is this or that, well, these are the only two guys that they've got to go to. Because most of the other Republican leadership, they don't particularly like Donald Trump, but at least they're not actively trying to undermine his agenda. And, that's a sad state of affairs, folks. When you've got a man like that who is actively trying to undermine our country. And they need to go. It's just that simple. They need to go. Okay, so we've been at this for about 45 minutes. I think that's about all the time I've got for right now. But I'm going to go look at your questions, and if there's anything that you want to know, let me see what I can do. And hey, Mrs. B, how you doing, sweet pea? Hopefully, if God willing and the creek don't rise, I will be in Nevada. And but remember, I need people's help to get there because my videos are being demonetized after I put up the last one with Blaine Cooper and his testimony against Bundy. Well, they decided that wasn't advertiser friendly, and then in the next 2 days they took away the earnings from 10 more videos, and they're still coming in. It's like somebody's going through my timeline of all the 330 videos that I've made since Truth is Viral first came on the air, and just clicking them off one at a time. No, he doesn't need any money. No money for him. No money for him. No money for him. Well, that money, folks, doesn't go for me going to have a good time. It pays for this equipment. It pays for this mixer. It pays for travel expenses and for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich when I get to where I'm eating. And so if you really want me to go out to Nevada, then I'm going to need your help. Please go to bobpowell.blogspot.com, hit that PayPal button. And if you don't trust PayPal or you don't do business on the internet, you can mail me a check or money order to Post Office Box 91 in Alpena, Michigan, 49707, and I will be a good steward of your money. I promise you that. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching The Truth is Viral. And how did it sound? I'll be watching the comments for a little bit. Like I say, I'm doing the job of 4 different people at the same time, so sometimes I don't get to see until much later how things went. And I'd like to get your input. before I close out the stream. How's it looking? How's it sounding? Because this is what I've always wanted to do. I've been a journalist since 1986, when I got my FCC license to operate any radio or television station in the United States. And you know what? My first job wasn't even in radio or television. It was editing a newspaper down in Stuart, Florida. And my very first hard news story was a young man, a 16-year-old, that had been accused of attempted rape and attempted murder. His name was Todd Neely. And he was actually convicted of that crime. I didn't get my job until the very day that he announced that he was going to appeal that decision. And over the next year, it took me a year, folks, of digging, looking at receipts and listening to witness testimony and interviewing police officers and state's attorneys. But by the time I was done with my investigation, it was picked up by the Miami Herald. It was picked up by Inside Edition and A Current Affair. And they even made a movie out of his life. It said, "Not My Son." And by the time I was done, Assistant State Attorney Peter Neal was out of a job. He was fired because he had kept exculpatory evidence that pointed towards another suspect in his desk. He didn't want to admit that he had charged the wrong person. So he kept on prosecuting this boy when he knew that he was innocent, just so he wouldn't look bad. Those are the people that I go after. Scumbags. I'm not anti-government at all. I love law and order. My thing, what I am most particular about, is that the people in charge, our employees, the people that we have elected and placed into authority over us, I expect them to obey the same damn laws they want us to obey. You don't get to prosecute innocent people when I'm around. You don't get to steal their money. You don't get to lie. You don't get to cheat. Because I will hold you to account. And Judge Navarro in Nevada, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you hard. And if there is any dirt in your closet whatsoever, I'm going to find it. And I'll have your head as a trophy on my wall. Figuratively speaking, of course. I took down a prosecutor. I took down Congressman Dan Benishek, my representative in Congress. I forced him to abruptly retire. He was going to run this last year. But after my trip to Washington, D.C., when he knew that I wasn't going to give up, he quit. He just dropped right out of the race. I've got his head on my wall, too. Now I'm coming after you, Judge Navarro, and you, Daniel P. Love. Scumbag, liar, thief, abuser of women, abuser of authority, douchebag. Lord willing and the creek don't rise, I'm going to see you behind bars. You can count on that. Okay, so Greg says sound quality is good. Stacy B, looks and sounds great. All right. Now, ooh, as long as I've got you on here, and as long as they're probably going to demonetize this video anyway, I'm going to put it out there. And y'all are welcome to download this and take a screenshot or whatever you want, because people that go up against Hillary Clinton have a bad habit of dying. But the story I'm working on right now, it's almost done. Hillary Clinton, for the last 2 decades, has been using her position as a board member on the board of a cement company headquartered right here in Alpena called Lafarge. Lafarge is the biggest cement producer in the world. And they fill up their cement here and another plant down in Ohio. And it was down in Ohio where the ships under the name of Lafarge, under their flag, so to speak, rented by Lafarge or owned by Lafarge, Hillary Clinton was placing weapons in those ships and sending them to terrorists in the Middle East. She's been doing it for 20 years. And if it's the last thing I do, I'm going to see that woman in jail, or I'm going to die trying. So that's for another episode. I hope you guys stick around for that. I hope I'm alive to broadcast it. But that's what I'm working on now. And we're going to get it out there, and we're going to see if orange is definitely the new black when it comes to Miss Hillary Clinton. So thank you for watching The Truth is Viral, folks. God bless you all for all the support and the prayers. And you know, that's the most valuable thing that you can offer me is your prayers. Just keep me shrouded in a hedge of protection. Keep all the weapons formed by the enemy from harming me. And you know, share The Truth is Viral. Go back through my other videos and share away. And we just got to get the truth out there. And I count on you to help me do it. So thank you for watching The Truth is Viral. My name is Bob Powell. And as always, God bless, Semper Fi, and hoorah. I'm going to put a heating pad on my back and go to bed.
Thank you for watching The Truth is Viral with your host, Bobby Powell. Make sure to follow The Apocalypse on Twitter at The Truth is Viral. Like The Truth is Viral on Facebook, and if you can, please remember to donate to the cause via PayPal at www.bobpowell.blogspot.com.
Back runner. Yep.